Now more than ever, the argument that E3, probably the most popular expo in all of gaming, is coming to its end. And I'll be honest here, that argument is probably right. Tons of gaming companies have been hosting their own presentations due to COVID and the lack of E3 last year, and things went pretty well. The expo is soon reaching its end, with probably only another few years left in the spotlight. But that ain't stopping me from going absolutely dogshit about this year's E3. For those of you that have no clue what I'm talking about, tons of details about this year's E3 have just been unveiled, such as the presentation dates, the included companies, and the overall format of this year's expo. In all honesty, I didn't think we'd have an E3 this year, and if we didn't have one this year, E3 would probably come to a close once and for all. But thank God it's back. E3 is such a magical place for me, and I love watching all the huge announcements, mostly from Nintendo. Okay, yes, I have an obvious bias towards Nintendo here, but can you blame me? Nintendo almost always knocks it out of the park with E3 with huge announcements. So let's go over what's been announced. First, we know that Nintendo, Xbox, Capcom, Konami, Ubisoft, Take-Two, Warner Bros, and Koch Media are this year's attendees. Did I just say Koch Media? There are a lot of obvious absent companies such as Sony, Sega, EA, Ubisoft, and tons of others. I'm expecting EA and Ubisoft to join in because they usually have tons of announcements at E3 and they don't really have their own events. Oh, and Activision too. Sony probably won't join in. They opted out of 2019's E3 and have found success in their own events. I'd probably guess they have something up their sleeve coming soon. Sega's supposed to be celebrating Sonic's anniversary this year with some big announcements, so my bets will probably see them have their own event, likely in the next month or two. Other companies will probably join in too, but I'm happy we have what we have. Other companies will probably deliver their announcements in due time, and E3 still has a lot to offer this year. E3 is coming in only 2 short months, with the presentations planned to span through June 12th through the 15th. That's about the average time of their expos, and they've likely left open spots for potential joining companies. Lastly, we know that the expo will be completely digital this year, with all the presentations delivered online to anyone who wants to watch it live. The digital format has been working pretty well for other companies, however, I feel like it'll take away from the experience. While I know that an in-person presentation isn't fully possible with COVID, a digital event means no in-person demos offered, which is huge for smaller games. That's about all there is to say about this year's E3 so far. I know it won't be as amazing as the previous year's E3s, nor am I betting on an out-of-this-world presentation. However, that doesn't mean that I won't be watching. E3 has always been magical for me, even as a kid. The experiences we all share watching our favorite companies make huge announcements can't be taken away from us. To sum it all up, I can't wait for this year's presentation, and I hope you all enjoyed. I'm gonna miss Mario being there though.